Anthony Hartwig here. It is less than a month away from softball season, and we are joined by our first softball coach here on YSN, Jackson Milton's Coach's Corner, with Mariah Ciccolelli. Coach, thank you so much for taking the time to come back with us this year.
Of course. Thank you for having me. I love being with you guys.
And before we start talking about this year, obviously, we didn't get a chance to have our exit interview last year and talk about some of the things that you saw from last season. So, as you get ready for this year, I'm sure there was a lot of reflection on what last year, what lessons last year taught, things like that. So, reflect on last year, what you think this team was able to accomplish, and what you think the players that are coming back can take away from last season.
Yeah, I think we set the bar last year really high for ourselves in the beginning of the season. I think the girls had a lot of goals that they wanted to achieve. And our upperclassmen were amazing last year. So our three seniors really set the tone. They just kind of, and I mean, you know how it was. We had the best time last year. Obviously, with weather, it wasn't the greatest, but I think that the adversities that they faced kind of made them stronger as a team, made them come together, the camaraderie come together. So they definitely learned a lot. They grew offensively. Defense was obviously something that we were really proud of, even the year before. So I think just kind of facing the adversities of the cancellations and kind of the rough season that we had with playing games, just overcoming that as a team and as a whole. We beat some teams that we haven't beat in a very long time, couple sweeps, which was really nice. And I just think that it really built the confidence of the girls. So from taking all of that and just kind of carrying it over to this season, that's kind of where we're at right now.
Now, you had a good mix last year of some good senior leadership and also some young players that kind of stepped into roles and shine brightly. That being said, obviously you have some holes to replace with seniors that left, but you also have some young talent coming up. So, who do you think is going to step up and be really good leaders of this team this year?
Yeah, definitely. We have all four juniors from last year coming back as seniors. So Mia Greco, Paige Grope, Emily Foltz, and Camelia Blackman, and all four of them were varsity starters last year for us. So, and they were the ones that really carried us through the winter workouts last year because our seniors were playing basketball. So they kind of stepped into that role last year and have really taken it on this year. They just have the best attitudes. They really push the underclassmen. I don't have to say a thing when it comes to practice or anything. Like those expectations are already known, and I know the seniors can handle it. So all four of them are coming back. We kind of moved some girls around. I guess really just Mia this year. Mia was moving from second to shortstop, losing Chelsea last year is a big one for us offensively. And then she's been, in our infield, second base, and shortstop for 4 years. So Mia will step over to shortstop. We still have Paige in center field, Camelia in right, and Emily behind the plate. So they're kind of all over the place to be our little generals out there. And then we have a couple juniors stepping up, kind of fitting. I mean, they really can play a different position. So Alina Len will be stepping up for first base for us. We have Maggie Simpkins and Jillian Schmidt that will be in the outfield. Michaela Thornhill will be pitching for us. Grace Johns is a sophomore this year. She'll be back at third base. She'll get some time behind the plate as well. She's a great catcher too. So like I said, these girls can play multiple positions, and it's really nice to see because if we need to have some movement, they can do that. Michaela is also going to take some time at second when she's not pitching because we have Brenna McBeth too, who's a freshman. We just had a scrimmage on Saturday. She did amazing. So it'll be nice to kind of see these different girls step up and, if we need to make some changes or something's not working, I know that we have girls that are there to fill in. Cora Petrie is another one. She's going to be taking over second base. She's kind of still learning the ropes. She's used to shortstop. So, but she's a sponge. So it'll be really fun to kind of see how they do and they progress throughout the beginning of the season.
You sprinkled in some new names there for
I
you
did.
too.
You like that?
I like that. You took the next question. You just
I
ran
know.
with it.
I got to give them all credit because they've been working so hard and they ask questions. They're coachable and it's exciting, to get new girls out there. And some of them, it's their first varsity experience. So it'll be good.
For all the Jackson Milton fans that are watching out there, itching for softball, who's like the one new name that probably either wasn't on the team last year, it could be a freshman or someone that is stepping into a big varsity role or a bigger role that you think like fans need to watch out for?
Oh, Brenna Macbeth, 100%. She is tall. She's got long legs and she throws heat. And she is just, um, she's really just showed up. She was coming to off-season workouts. We didn't have a basketball team this year, so it's unfortunate and it's sad. Hopefully next year we kind of get that back. But it was nice for me to have everybody there all the time, so that was really cool. But to have them all together and to kind of watch those younger girls like step in the positions. And I've known Brenna since she was in 7th grade when I coached middle school volleyball. And she's just she has this like fight in her, but she has just this very blank face. She doesn't show emotions. But she faced 6 batters on Saturday and struck out 5 of them. So it'll be such a great, and she's left-handed. So it'll be good. Adjustment with a different kind of pitcher than Michaela. Michaela has a lot of movement, a lot of different pitches, and Brenna just hits her spots and she throws well. So she's definitely going to be one to watch out for. So I'm excited for her.
You're teeing up these perfect segues like a pro, because my next question was going to be
Listen,
about
this isn't my first rodeo, Anthony.
I know. Not having a basketball team this year, and you guys are kind of the return of girls sports at Jackson Milton. What kind of responsibility does that take? I mean, there are a lot of Jackson Milton fans that love the volleyball team, love the basketball team, and obviously love the softball team. What kind of responsibility are you kind of putting on this team's shoulders, is saying like, hey, our fans haven't had a girls sport in a while. We have to kind of come back and show them what we're about.
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like, it's sad because for me, playing sports in high school and just kind of having that, it's special to, especially for girls sports. Like it's really important to have that. So I know that we have a lot of girls that play volleyball. And a lot of those girls that play volleyball do play softball. So I was even trying to work in some of the girls to just, why don't you play basketball this year? So just kind of making sure that, it builds character. I know it's hard to play 3 sports all the way around. I think that's something too. Especially being in a district like Jackson Milton, we are smaller. So a lot of those same girls are playing all 3 sports. So, just kind of making it a point how I let them know how important it is to have this privilege of being able to play any sport, regardless of what it is. So, making them realize that, and it builds character. It makes them a little stronger, more competitive, and it's good for us too.
Like you said, as unfortunate as it was, it really did help the softball team. You had the whole roster on your winter workouts and everything that you wanted to do in the preseason. How much has that helped this program build itself, and how much do you think it's going to pay dividends during the season, having your team together and not having to wait for a long basketball run to be over?
Yeah, it is nice because the girls get to know each other. I think we have 6 freshmen this year. So, as all freshmen are, they're very timid when they come in. And then I have my 4 seniors who are absolutely insane. So the difference in personalities and just confidence and knowing what to expect, I kind of force them to, partner up with the younger girls, show them the drills that we do, because I'll just tell them what to do and they know exactly what to do it. So it's nice to kind of have that, because when you get, a lot of girls that play basketball, and you don't get them until beginning of March, and we're getting right into, scrimmages. So if you're able to build camaraderie, get to know each other, learn everybody's personalities, the way everybody kind of works. Just seeing the girls together is really special. So that was something really cool. We had about, I'd say like a solid between 10 to 14 girls when we were going 3 days a week. So working out and hitting, and it's been really cool to see.
Let's talk about your schedule that you're going to have in front of you this year, and start with the league, because obviously every goal starts with winning the MVAC. Obviously, we know how good it is in softball. We know that McDonald's always good. You're going to have a middle range program that knows how to win and has won before, has pretty good athletes in that program as well, West Reserve, et cetera, et cetera. What do you see out of the league this year, and what do you think are going to be some of the big challenges navigating the MVAC?
I think it's interesting. As we were talking, Michaela, actually, we were talking last week at practice just about our conference and kind of teams we'll be seeing. And it's always, our conference has always been tough. A lot of good teams, a lot of great coaches. And I think like you said, a lot of those teams that we've kind of battled with, McDonald is always a tough one for us. They just have great pitching, great mechanics. And it's just, those types of things that we see. But I think for us, it's more of focusing on what we can do offensively and to continue that from last year. Like I told you guys last year that we've just grown so much offensively and at the plate. So continuing that this year, really clean up defense things here and there and figuring out our game plan for each team because you're going to see different pitchers and you're going to see different types of teams. I know a lot of teams lost some seniors last year, so kind of seeing where they match up with us. But I think our goal this year is to really just focus on what we can do against these teams, and if we can stay consistent with that, I think we'll be just fine.
Who are some of the teams to pop up out of conference on your schedule that you're excited to challenge yourselves with, and you think that will really sharpen your tools for conference play and for tournament time?
McDonald, always. They are always a tough one. So it'll be good to see them. Western Reserve, of course, it's a rival. We actually get to play them. Shout out to Western Reserve. I think it was them that got this. We're going to get to play at YSU again this year. So we did that last year because we couldn't get a field and we were able to do it and play a night game. And that was really, really, really cool. A great opportunity for the girls. So we get to do that this year again. So that'll be exciting. Springfield has always been another one. Last year, I can't remember if we split with them or we only got one in with them, but it was that pitcher's duel between Michaela and their pitcher. And I think we had like 9 total hits between both teams. So that'll be a good team to see. Mineral Ridge is always, they always come out to play. So I'm just excited to see how they do and see, the girls and how they can step up in those game time situations.
Springfield teams bring a couple of players that are coming off of a state-run basketball.
So they're feeling good.
Yep, they officially punched their ticket to Dayton, so you know some of those athletes will be coming back and setting that standard. What about outside the MVAC, outside of that conference? Who are some other teams that pop up on your schedule that you're excited to play?
I'm trying to think of kind of where we're at now because we're playing a couple of teams we haven't played. We actually, I think last year only played a couple that were non-league games because we had to try to fit everything at the end of the season. But I know East Palestine's on there. East Canton is on there. Lordstown will be good to see. We play Newton Falls at the end of the season, and they were really tough last year. We came and played them last year after like 12 days off, and it was a rough one for us. But a lot of these good teams that we only see once a year and sometimes, once every couple years. So if we can win those non-league games, it's really nice. Kind of gives us a boost to step up in conference play.
Obviously, last year you dealt with a lot of rain stuff and a lot of scheduling that you just couldn't get games in, right? That was one of the things that was, you were not alone in that. So
right.
How excited are you to kind of start over and hope for good weather this year?
We're hoping. We were on the field twice already this year. So to be on the field twice is great. We have the most amazing field guy, Gary Deasy. I'll give him a shout out. He texts me almost every day, even on Sundays. He's there on the weekends checking the field. He's been like pushing water off the field. Last year, he made a couple games playable for us because he was there working on the field. And we're just hoping that we can get less rain this year. And you know what? If not, I just feel it was like last year. It's like there's nothing we can do. It's out of our control. So we'll hope for the best. And then when that comes, we'll be prepared for it. But like I said, 2 days on the field so far was great. And we have places outside that we could go on the blacktop and stuff. So we're really trying to get outside as much as we can.
We are less than a month until season, which means it starts to get into the point where you starting to get ready for opening day. You're starting to, to figure out your team's weaknesses and your team's strengths in these scrimmages. What are some team goals that you have in the next couple of weeks before opening day that you want to achieve so you know that you're ready for the start date?
We have a couple girls that are kind of stepping in positions where maybe they haven't played in a while or haven't played at all or didn't feel like maybe they got a lot of playing time there to be confident enough for this year. So really for our whole defense to kind of feel cohesive and really feel comfortable and just kind of that muscle memory of knowing where to go in certain situations. And I think we saw that on Saturday. So it was really nice to play at the Watts, just to be indoors and see kind of where everybody's at and how they're doing. So that's something we're going to clean up the next couple of weeks before the first week of games. But also, I always say staying consistent with offense. At the plate, just being confident. Our girls hit so well on Saturday, so if we could just continue that and just kind of learning the ropes. Like I said, we have a couple young girls that are going to be stepping up and they haven't had a lot of varsity experience. So I want them to be confident and know that they have their teammates to back them up and to support them. So just doing that, staying confident and consistent. Those will be our 2 words this year.
We're talking about getting ready for opening day. Let the fans know when your first game is and when they can first come check out the Lady Jays.
Our first game is Monday, March 27th. So 1, 2, 3 weeks from now. And it is at home. Again, we open with Springfield, so it'll be a good one.
Right off the bat.
Yep, right. Step up.
Here comes Springfield. Before we let you go, as always, every year we wanted you to give your staff a shout out and some of the people that make this program great behind you. I know you're the head coach. You get the interviews, you get the limelight, but you can't do it without a great staff. So who are some people that are helping you build this program and helping you along the way?
Definitely. I love my assistants. I always say I would be absolutely nothing without them, but I have Amelia Minenti coming back for me for the 3rd year with me. So she'll be stepping up into she was JV the last 2 years. So now she'll be my varsity assistant. And then I have Casey Reininger with me. She actually coached last year at LeBray, and she got a teaching job here at Jackson Milton. So I snagged her up. So she'll be with us too. So us 3, we have the same coaching philosophy, believe in a lot of the same things. Our expectations are exactly the same. So it's very, very easy to run a practice and to make things, make the girls understand where we're coming from. And I just think that their expertise and the things that they know are really helpful. So, and then every year I always give a shout out to my dad, because my dad is like my go-to for everything. So I call him after. He literally did not miss a game last year. So he's retired. He coaches football here at Jackson Milton. He knows the girls know him. And it's really special to kind of see him. He doesn't come to practice or anything. He's just like that fan that just shows up, and he loves the game. So talking to him about everything and seeing the support that he gives the girls is really, really special. So those are my backbones, and I'm the luckiest to have them.
Yeah, the unofficial assistant.
The dad shout out. My mom, shout out to mom too. I feel like she always gets a little bit jealous.
Yeah, she's your cheerleader. Dad's your coach.
She's the
right?
Facebook cheerleader. She's the one that's always on Facebook sharing everything.
All right, Coach. Thank you so much for taking time to join us today. We can't wait for softball season, and we know we'll have you on again as the season goes along.
Absolutely. Thanks, Anthony. It was great talking to you.